I'm TOBE NWIGWE, and this is my first Tiny Desk experience. Oh. So I think the very first interaction with Tiny Desk came from Abby. I think Abby reached out to us. She's like a very in-the-know type person about like what's going on in the industry and stuff like that. So she hit us up. We were actually on tour at the time, I believe. She came out to a show and was like, yeah, we definitely would love to have you on. When I got invited and I started like researching Tiny Desk performances, you know what I'm saying? The first thing I looked up was Erykah Badu's. Then I went to T-Pain's and he killed it. But I just saw like how people were doing their sets, because it's way different from doing like a live performance type of thing. It's almost like performing at the subway or something like that. Like, and one thing I definitely wanted to do with the Tiny Desk performance is I wanted to be able to give people who have never heard of me or are not familiar with what we do a well-rounded first impression of who I am as a person and then what the music sounds like. But I'll be honest with you, right before we started, it was like the most nervous I've been for a performance in a long time. I think I was only like nervous like that when I went to Sway, because in my mind I was just like, yo, I have to execute when I'm here. Like, I have to execute. I did all this practice and all this other type of stuff, but the world is gonna see this and it's gonna go down in history, so I need to lock in and make sure I do it. So I was kind of like shaking a little bit and I was like, dang, I ain't had this feeling in a minute. But I'm one of those type of people that when the camera's on and like when the pressure is on, like that's the type of stuff that I live for. Like they say, pressure bust pipes and make diamonds. I feel like every time the pressure is on for me, I feel like it's time to become a diamond. Ain't that right, Fat? Fat, you don't speak Spanish, don't say si. Keep going. At the end of the day, I just wanted to do what the same thing that Get Twisted Sundays does, and that is just show people like you can literally come from absolutely nothing and get to wherever it is that you're trying to go with consistency, discipline, hard work, perseverance. You gotta have talent, but more than talent, above your talent, way more important than your talent is your consistency, your discipline, and your ability to execute at a high level. Yeah, I think Tiny Desk is really high up there and monumental as it relates to things that we've accomplished, just because like it's so like it's an epic thing. Like it's like a rites of passage, so to speak. And like as an indie artist coming up, Tiny Desk is huge. What's going down? My name is TOBE NWIGWE. I'm from the southwest side of Houston, Texas, and I came to put on for the SWAT in Houston. You know what I'm saying?